Today, a Bitcoin special, why the exchange rate is irrelevant, and why governments will fight in confusion. Your host is Rick Falkvinger, and this is Liberties Report.
This report is presented by Private Internet Access.
Good evening and welcome to Liberties Report Week 47. Tonight's a Bitcoin special, the first in 3 parts, where we'll go over why most people are focusing on the wrong thing with regards to the nascent cryptocurrency. Most people, when they discuss Bitcoin, appear to discuss its exchange rate, and sure, has been an excellent investment in increasing its value by 5 orders of magnitude since 2009. Whatever amount you put in then now has 5 more zeros after it. There are few, if any, investments that can match such appreciation. And yet, Bitcoin's relevance as an investment pales in comparison to its relevance in every other aspect. The exchange rate frankly doesn't matter, not any more than its ability to provide enough value to the people who want to use its value for exchanging Bitcoin. Now, what matters is that one person or a group of people using a Japanese-sounding name, Satoshi Nakamoto, solved a very, very hard problem in 2008 that made it unnecessary to have a trusted party like a bank to keep track of accounts in the economy. Instead, the economy would be a group knowledge, the same way a language works, a phenomenon where nobody and everybody is responsible at the same time for maintaining the group knowledge of its changing nature, just like a language. So this person or these people built a bank that had no central point of control, but where everybody were aware of all the accounts all the time instead. Just like everybody speaking a language collectively share the knowledge of the words and their meanings. I did my first Bitcoin transaction early 2011. It was on a Sunday. I sent the value of a cup of coffee to a friend on the other side of the planet. The transaction went through instantly. I didn't pay any fees whatsoever. Nobody was able to track this transaction, prevent this transaction, or seize this transaction in transit. No blockades were applied, neither at the individual or at the national level to this transaction. And I did not log on to any bank of a kind. In fact, I did not identify at all. When you use Bitcoin for the first time like this, that's when the penny really drops. You feel like you just jumped 40 years into the future. But it's not you who jumped into the future. It's the financial sector that gets up to date with today's IT expectations. Banks have been keeping society at a 1960s, 1970s level, and Bitcoin breaks that. And when you do this, you realize that the notion of a distributed economy is going to just drop kick today's financial sector and banking as a concept. Bitcoin is going to do to banks what email did to the postal services. And in such a system, just like you can't point a gun at somebody and have them change the meaning of a word in a language, you cannot point a gun at somebody and have them change what or how much somebody owns. And that's entirely regardless of whether that gun is legal or illegal. Yes, that means law enforcement can no longer seize money, nor prevent transactions, nor apply any kind of blockade on the national or individual level. Some people in law enforcement have complained to me when we've discussed this that our elected representatives are unable to make laws that regulate such an economic system. And I counter with the observation that a parliament is equally unable to legislate about a language, and yet a language is arguably very democratic. How can it be seen as undemocratic if the state of the economy shifts from one form, the commandable, to another, the state of a language, the shared group knowledge? I think this is a very hard pill to swallow for many. The fact that it's not a matter of whether Bitcoin is legal or illegal, but that it's already in the realm of what can't be described as legal or illegal, just like a language. And the next step, of course, is the realization that if the government cannot see or seize funds or transactions, then they can't see or seize an individual's wealth or income. And that means future taxation is completely up in the air at this point. And when taxation is up in the air, or even jeopardized, that's when the heavy government boots come on in. But the government is used to fighting against single actors. This time it's fighting against a wide-scale agreement. The government is trying to apply violence against something as elusive as a language. It won't be successful, but it won't be pretty either. And besides, it's just the first step in the very, very interesting developments to come. To be continued in parts 2 and 3. I'm Rick Falkvinger and this is Liberties Report. Visit our sponsor, Private Internet Access. Good night.
This report is presented by Private Internet Access.
Liberties Report is produced using exclusively free software.